Have the prices of Metro Atlanta homes finally topped out? And what's the hottest county right now to purchase a home in Metro Atlanta? We're discussing the monthly real estate numbers in Metro Atlanta, and we're doing it right now. Let's do it. Hey, if you're new to this channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living, working, playing, and breathing all things Atlanta and the Metro Atlanta area, then hit that subscription button, tap that notification bell so you can be the first to know about all things that are happening here in Atlanta and the Metro Atlanta area. My name is Jonathan McCoy, and I'm getting calls, texts, and emails from people just like you looking to make that move here to Atlanta. I absolutely love it. So whether you're making that move right now, a month from now, or a year from now, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I'd love to talk with you more about making that smooth transition here to Atlanta, Georgia. My contact information is below. All right, we're talking about the Atlanta market. We're talking about the numbers that have just come in. And if you're new to this channel or been here before, you know that I'm giving detailed insight about what's happening in this market with numbers that no one else seems to be sharing. So if you're a numbers person, I've got you covered. If you're not a numbers person, I still got you covered. I'll try to give as best descriptions of what you're seeing here and explanations as possible. So let's jump right into it. And here we go. All right, this first chart you're gonna see here is the yearly trend analysis for detached homes. These are single family homes. And we're looking at April 2023 versus April of 2022. You're gonna see here that the active number of homes has increased from last year to this year by a good bit. And the number of pending homes, that's homes under contract, have gone down. But the pending ratio is still at 51.4% right now. Yeah, that's lower than last year. That's still a large pending ratio. We've got more under contract than we actually have active on the market. So this pending ratio is a good indicator of what's kind of going on in the market. And when we look at the trend of pending ratio here in a few minutes, what we can predict that will be happening in the next few months. For the solds, we see 3,302. That's down from 4,770 of last year. And we've known this for this year that there's less people purchasing homes right now, but there's also less people selling. Number of failed listings, always good to look at. So 20.4% of homes. If you're looking to sell your home right now, it's not a guarantee that it's going to sell. Now, this is still a really hot market, and it's much easier to sell now than it was, back in 2008 and 9 and 10 and 11 and 12. But it does still take you making sure you price your home right and you have it ready to sell. So there's 20.4% of homes went on the market and actually never sold and came off market. Listings down to up to 1.6 from last year, but still pretty low. So only 1.6 months of inventory here in Atlanta and the Metro Atlanta area. Median list price, so this is what the median price is for people putting their homes on the market for sale, is $449,000, whereas the median sales price is $435,000. This is slightly down from last year, so we are again kind of seeing this compared to last year to this year, slightly lower to right around the same amount for the sales price of a home. So in the values of what you're selling for last year to this year, it's about the same. If you add an inflation to that, then the true value of the home is actually a little lower than it is last year because inflation's gone up, but sales prices have kind of stagnated here, which is not a bad thing. I think this is a really good thing. As many of you know and have indicated in the chats when once I publish these videos, and for those that leave comments, I love that you're making comments here. I love to reply to them. So if you've got comments, drop them below. But you've indicated that you're worried about prices. You think there's going to be a big drop in it. I've consistently said over the last 2 years, I just didn't see a drop in prices happening because of just that inventory. When we have only 1.6 months of inventory, we're just not going to see that drop in price. But I do like that it's holding steady. So my thoughts, if you really want to know, I'm thinking we're a year or two off before we see prices starting to drop down. We'll see about that, but that's my thought. I think we're going to see it kind of be a kind of even field for the next few years. Median sales list price ratio, this is just how much it sells for compared to how much they listed it for, is at 98.7%. And days on market is 20 days. That's still really quick now compared to last year at 8 days. Not as fast, but 20 days is still really quick to sell a home. All right, now we're onto the 6-month trend page, and the 6-month trend gives us a good indication of kind of where this market is headed towards. So the last one gave us last year compared to this year. Now let's see what's happening in this market and where we're going towards. We can see down here that the active number of homes from November now to April has just decreased. So homes that are coming on the market, they're going under contract at a faster pace, and the pending homes has, other than in December, went down a little bit, has gone back up. So more homes are going under contract. If we look at the totals here, so if I do a quick adding up of this, I'm going to just do it in my head. So sorry if I've messed up a little bit. So 10,007, 10,008. So about 10,800 homes were on the market or hit the market in March versus we look at April. We're talking about 10, 11, so 11,100. So a little bit more, which is what happens during when we get to the spring and summer months, more come on the market. But it's not a huge number here. It's not this massive amount that's all of a sudden hitting the market, and we can see more are going under contract. I talked about lots of times on this channel that the pending ratio tells a huge story. Back when the pandemic was happening and as the market started to shift towards less people buying and interest rates going up, we started this pending ratio. We started seeing it go down. Well, now we're seeing this pending ratio go up and up and up. And now we're actually above 50. We're at 51.4% of homes are pending. That means that we actually have more homes pending than we have active on the market. And, at the height of the pandemic, I think this was in the 70 range, might even hit up to 80, but I think it was around the 70, 75% of homes. I mean, they were going fast. So there's still a lot of buyers out there trying to purchase. There is a lot of backup when it comes to buyers. There's a lot of people that kind of put it off with the higher interest rates, or during the pandemic, they just couldn't get into a home because of the craziness and the prices going so high. So even though rates are still today around 6.5, there's still a pent up need for homes. Number of solds actually dropped down slightly from March to April, so down to 3,302. Distressed homes, these are homes that are having to sell for less than they're worth. Still really low at 0.5%, so I'm not really going to get into that. Failed listings is down to 20.4%. This is the number of homes that were put on the market and then just never sold, so they came off market. So 20% of homes aren't selling. That's a pretty low number, but it doesn't guarantee that you're going to sell a home. 80% are selling and going under contract, 20% aren't. So you still need to make sure you list it properly in terms of price and make sure you have it ready for showing. So you still want it looking good. Supplies, months of inventory. Again, this number has been going down, and now we're at 1.6 months of inventory. This is still scary low. We need homes still. So we need new construction. A lot of ways that builders and counties and states are trying to help with this is there's a ton of condos and townhomes being put up and built right now in apartments. They are trying to fill in this gap of homes, and instead of making single family detached homes like we're seeing the numbers here, we're seeing a lot more construction of attached homes for either condos or townhomes. You can put a lot more homes in a smaller amount of space, so you can put more families in it, which is good. The problem is we need more detached homes. That's a thing that most people are going after, are single family detached homes. So it kind of solves the problem, but I don't think it doesn't solve it completely, because you're not really hitting the type of home that most people want. I'll be interested to see over the years what happens, years from now, if we start to catch up with inventory. Well, all of a sudden we have a big drop in like condos and townhomes, because once we get another single family homes built, will there be too many attached homes? Don't know. It'd be interesting to look at 10, 15 years down the line. Original list price, we can see that this has been going up steady since January. That usually happens in the spring and summer months because larger homes come on the market. So again, seasonality is taking place, and same thing with the median sales price. Again, we're up to $435,000. Sales to list price ratios at 98.7%. So mostly people are getting what they're wanting for their home in terms of what their original list price is to what they're selling at. 98.7% is a really good amount for that. Days on market's down 20 days. It's still happening fast out there. So if you're looking to purchase right now, you need to be pre-qualified, pre-approved, ready to go, or have your cash. If you're a cash buyer, have all your ducks in a row and ready to close quickly on a home. The good news is we haven't been seeing crazy offers right now, even though we're still getting some multiples. We're seeing people keep their due diligence period and their inspection periods, which is good. We're seeing less of the temporary occupancy, which is good, less of letting people stay rent-free in a home for 60 days and crazy offers or no due diligence. So it's good. Stay sane out there, okay? Make sure you're investigating a home. Don't go crazy on offers. Make sure that you're getting a good deal on the home you're buying. And I think that's what we're seeing right now. All of a sudden, interest rates plummet and, the offers just start pouring in. We can see the same craziness again, but I'm hoping not. All right, this is a month supply of inventory chart here for single family detached homes. And this is just a breakdown for price range. Guys, if you're a first time home buyer out there, I'm sorry. It's been hard for years and it's just staying that way. I mean, 300,000, 200,000, between 200 and 300 used to be that first time home buyer trying to come and buy something. We're at 1.7 months for 150 to 200, at 200 up to 300 here at 1.1 months of inventory. That's super low. And even for those, the first time home buyer now, really you're looking at 350, 400,000. Even there, you're at 1.4 months of inventory. So inventory is still low. It is a seller's market all the way up until you get to the $2 million range. And even at 2 to 3 million, this is actually a balanced market. It's not a seller or buyer's market. You don't hit a buyer's market until you're at 3 million plus. So if you're a $3 million plus buyer out there, it's a buyer's market for you. So you have a few more options. If you're a $3 million buyer out there, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Got you covered. But if you're a buyer for $100,000, I got you covered. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I work with buyers and sellers from all different price ranges. So, but just know you're gonna have to have patience out there. If you're getting a loan, make sure you're going with a good lender. Make sure you're going to a lender that calls when you're making offers. You just want to make sure that you have everything ready to go because it's a tight market out there and there's still competition. All right, we're going to look at attached homes as well. So I don't do this every month, but I'm going to take a look at condos and townhomes here. Looking year over year, we see there are more in the market. We see there's less pending compared to last year. We see the pending ratio is down. I mean, this is what we knew was going to happen. Everything's a little slower this year. Month supply is at 1.8 months, still pretty low overall. But an interesting thing is the median sales price for condos and townhomes has gone up. It's now up to $350,000 for the median sales price. I think a big factor in this are people that can't get into single family detached homes are now just settling for a condo or townhome, which has driven the price up some. So we've actually seen a lowering slightly of the median sales price for single family detached homes, but for condos and townhomes, we actually have seen it go up by 2.4%. So that is interesting little number there. And again, I think this is mostly driven by affordability. So we'll keep moving on, looking at condos and townhomes, also seeing the trend here. Same trend as we saw single family detached. We see actives have gone down. We saw pending going up. We've seen the pending ratio go up. It's interesting that the number of solds in March was higher for both single family and for attached homes in March than they are April. April went down a little bit. So don't know why that is, just a little phenomenon. I don't think that trend's going to continue based on the number of pendings we're seeing that will probably close next month or the month after. Inventory month supply went from 1.7 to 1.8, so up slightly from March to April. And then look at this median sales price. So we've, the median sales price, there's less homes, so you can have a little bit higher fluctuations, either up or down when it comes to the sales price. But we went from 327.5 to 350 from March to April. Sales to list price ratio stays the same. Days on market is lower. So again, there's competition for townhomes as well. So that has not changed. But whether it's townhome, condo, single family detached home, you're seeing the trend of it's not going anywhere here in the Atlanta market. I mentioned last month that the markets out west are taking a hit and prices are going down. You had huge drops. We're just not seeing that here in Atlanta. People are moving here. People want to buy homes here. People aren't moving out. So prices are going to stay steady, maybe go up slightly. Again, I think they're going to stay pretty steady. So if you're looking right now, if prices do stay steady, they're thinking that interest rates may go down in the next 30 days. The good news is the Fed only raised the rate by 0.25 as predicted. The bad news was they were hoping they would say there's no more rate increases. They did not say that. They kind of hinted around it. I actually think, based on some numbers I saw with inflation, that they haven't come down where they wanted it to. And so I'll be interested to see if they have actually one more rate hike. If that's the case, then interest rates aren't going to come down from the 6.5 anytime. If in a month or two they start coming down, or the next time the Fed announces whether they're going to rate hike or not, and they decide not to, which would be awesome, then if the rates come down, it's possible to see some jumps in sales prices. It kind of depends on timing too. That doesn't happen till after the summer. That actually might help keep prices down some, because our biggest months for purchasing homes are in the summertime. So it actually might be a good strategy for both the Fed and for just the housing market and inflation in general, is if they wait till the hot season of purchasing settles down and then the rates come down. That actually can maybe help control the sales price of homes. So we'll see. All right, I told you that I was going to look specifically at a few counties around Metro Atlanta. I've got 8 counties listed here. I know there's 9 columns. We split up Fulton and North and South Fulton, since Fulton's so large here. But just kind of looking at, what's the hot market here. And so, what is a hot market? Well, when you have the number of actives going down and you have the number of pendings going up, that's considered a hot market, because you've got less on the market and a lot more people buying. And that's happening in a lot of the areas here, but there's a few that I wanted to point out. Cobb County, big jump in Cobb County. So month over month, you've dropped 9.7% in the number of homes, so down to 945 active, and a 12.7% jump in the number of under contract, up to 1325. So that's a big pending ratio of 58.4%. That is almost 7% higher than what we're seeing for all the metro counties. So big jump there in pending. Looking for Scythe as well, 48.4% of the homes are pending. Again, a good bit higher. So Cobb County, for Scythe County, it's good there. Gwinnett's at 55.3. So again, I'm looking for it higher than the average, is kind of what I'm looking for hot. And then Paulding County at 54.6, also pretty good. So there's just some of the hot places. Some of the not, maybe Douglas County here, your pending ratio is at 42, so it's lower than what we're seeing around Atlanta. Same thing for North and South Fulton. So for Fulton County, that pending ratio is lower than the total. We'll see if that starts to increase. I mean, I say that. Look at the jump, though, in pending homes that happen in North and South Fulton. You got 11.2% jump and a 10% jump. So we have been seeing a jump there. Look at Douglas. I mean, Douglas didn't jump any in month over month pending. And over month pending ratio is actually down. So Douglas County maybe has hit their peak in terms of prices. So maybe that's a place to look in the next few months, that maybe those prices will start to come down there. But in Cobb, Gwinnett, Forsyth, I think those prices are going to continue to be on the rise, if not staying steady. Let's look at the median sales price if you're trying to purchase a home in one of these counties. For Cherokee County, median sales price for closed homes is $455,000, and the pending homes right now under contract are $473,755. Now, we know the sales to list price ratio is around 98%, so take about 98% of that, and that maybe is what we're going to see for next month, unless that number goes up. But closed is really what we know for sure in terms of what homes are selling for. Cobb's at $415,000. The Cab selling here at $359,950. Douglas at $310,000, and then Forsyth $590,000. Forsyth is the county that is the priciest when it comes to the median sales price of all the counties here in Metro Atlanta, and those prices are probably going to continue to be on the rise. The next highest is North Fulton. North Fulton has the Alpharetta and Roswell markets in it, and Johns Creek market, so that definitely brings those prices up. We'll see it at $553,950. South Fulton's a different story. It's one of the places there in Douglas, the two counties you can find homes a lot lower, so median sales price of $320,000. And then you got Gwinnett County at $400,750. That's up a little bit for the month. You can see these month-over-month changes here. So Cherokee had a big jump, so did Douglas and Forsyth. South Fulton had it. So, and then Paulding's actually down to $340,000. So just to give you a little insight on what's happening with the counties in the Metro Atlanta area. Now that's the latest numbers for what's happening here in Metro Atlanta. So what are your thoughts? Where do you see this market going? Do you see kind of normal seasonality, and it's kind of be, kind of an image of last year, almost a carbon copy of kind of what happened? Or do you see it shooting up, going down? Give me your thoughts. Make them in the comment below. Drop a comment down there. If you want more numbers, more information, more breakdown, put a comment on that too. I'd love to talk with you more. I love chatting in the comment section with those that leave comments, whether you agree with me or not. It's all good. I appreciate the insight. For those looking to buy, sell, invest here in Atlanta, in the Metro Atlanta area, and you're looking to do so a month from now, a year from now, or right now, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I'd love to talk with you more about making that smooth move here to Atlanta, or that smooth sale of your home and move out of Atlanta. So just, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. If you like this video, then I've got plenty of other videos, not just talking about numbers, but talking about different areas here in the Atlanta and the metro area. So you can find those videos right here. And don't forget to subscribe. Appreciate you watching. Thanks. I'll see you next time.